Thank you for joining us.
Some seeking adventure, some bound in chains, through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to join hands and to focus on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high and sing of your
Welcome brothers, welcome sisters, welcome to our program On Target. And as usual, as soon as we start this program, you can pick up your telephone and give us a call. We never have a subject matter. We speak about anything: politics, religion, socio-economic issues trending. But most of all, we take calls. And you can introduce your own subject matter anytime in our program. You see, this country's democratic system have always been a winner. It has been tested and challenged in 1979 when we had a government that won election by 9 seats. The opposition had 6 seats in parliament. They did not have, even if they made a lot of noise about irregularities, and the opposition were pregnant with lawyers. They did not have enough guts to challenge anything in the court because the electoral system was good. So they overthrew the government. And after 4.5 years and supervising over the most crimes after slavery and colonialism, we had the intervention, the invasion, or the rescue mission of the Americans. And we came back to democratic rule in 1984. We must never forget that. Later on, the press was liberalized. We had Radio Grenada, GBN, one radio station. And then a political leader comes on the scene and says, let's liberalize the press, the telecommunication system. So today in Grenada, we have about 30 radio stations. Some of them on and off. More than 30 have license. And maybe we have the most radio stations in the Caribbean. And that is good. And Grenadians have freedom of expression. And they say things. They curse everybody. And then sometimes I think I don't believe in censorship, and I believe in freedom. Countries like Cuba and Iran and Russia and a number of other countries could only dream about the freedom of expression in Grenada. We must never take it for granted. And we have social media galore. And we could speak about anything in Grenada and the rest of the world. The Russian ruble is at its highest, and Russian oil. In fact, they're getting more oil sale in the market because the West and sympathizers and those in solidarity with Ukraine have tried to place an embargo on Russia. And obviously, they prepare to make the sacrifice and management. And some countries, energy is important. Sri Lanka today, in a lot of violence, they stormed the Prime Minister, President House, and burned it down. A lot of unrest. It tells you the value of energy. Our sons and daughters, they was well aware that the parents wanted to control the factors of production. They had land, they had capital, they had labor, but they did not have initiative. So they send their brightest sons and daughters in university to get initiative. When they come back, they abandon the parents' objective. They abandon the parents' mission. And they say Grenadians cannot manage. So they sell the telephone company. And if a bird could have fly, the telephone company had the legal authority to charge the bird from flying in the sky, for flying in the sky. And we sold the electricity company. And we sold the banks. The bank, not banks. And we sold the hotel. And we sold our one radio station, GBN. And then we sell over 13 pieces of property to get cash, to get money. Our children have to learn that cash is not wealth. It's good to have liquidity, but you must have wealth. You must have capital. You must have land. You must have real estate. You must have shares. And it's not that our children is not intelligent. They're extremely intelligent. But they lack confidence in themselves. They do not believe they could manage things. So we have a second opportunity. We were able to liberalize the telephone companies and the telephone system. And we had a second opportunity to have the electricity company in our hands. There is a cash cow. It makes money. But because of the bankruptcy in confidence among our intelligentsia, it seems we're planning to dispense with it again. I mean, come on. Every time we have an opportunity to secure our children's future, we prepare to sell it out. That is what the black man did in Africa. That is what the black man did for centuries ago. They had the power, they had the resources, they had the authority, but the black man did not have confidence in himself. Islam was enslaving black people before Christianity. Islam was enslaving people in Africa before the Europeans go there to enslave. It was said that the black man once enslaved Spain, and Rome once enslaved England. But black people today walking around with slavery on their head. Everything is slavery, slavery, slavery. And every time we have an opportunity, we're selling out the country. The electricity company should not be sold. Government should keep the majority shares in the electricity company. It is a cash cow. It is so important and fundamental. Energy. You want to hand over your greatest energy generating project to a foreign company. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon. You know, one of the problems with we black people, we don't trust our own self. Alright? And the same capability our white men have, we black people have it. And one of the things, the failure, I do believe a lot of people who are confident because they don't trust they could do it. But God give every one of us knowledge, white, black, every one of us knowledge. And we have to make use of that knowledge. And one of the things that when you have the people that went and study, and they came back, and everything that is here in the country to benefit the people, to keep that money from staying here, they want to sell it over to a white man. Listen, I do believe we have to get rid of that mentality that we can't. I remember Obama when he was campaigning. One of his slogans, "Yes, we can." Yes, we can. A black man could be a president in a white man country, right? And I believe it's time for we as black people to say, yes, we can do it. Yes, we can, because when we invest in our own people and we own things and it's managed by the people of Great Caribbean people, the profit stay here. But when we put in white people's hands to control, the profit go out. And when the profit stay here, if we get that benefit to do other things to help develop the country. So I think it's time for we to get away from this mentality that we cannot. And let we say, yes, we can. We could do it. And I always say things, you put your mind, body, and soul behind that, and anything you put your body, mind, and soul behind it, you say you could achieve it. You could achieve it. You have to go into something and go with it wholeheartedly. Yes, you could achieve it. You could achieve it. The same way a white man could achieve, we could achieve it. We have to have the right concept. When you have the right attitude, how high a white man could climb, we could climb the high too. So I want to say to we, the greener people, let us hold on to what we have, that will keep the benefit here. Yes, when a foreigner came in here and they employ people, yes, they employ people, but the benefit go outside it. But when we own it, the local people own it, the profits stay here, and we could do other things to help develop the life of the people, Greek and people, Martin. Alright? So I want to say Mr. Pierre again, as we still have to remind people that we are in the hurricane season. Let us do what is right to protect our family. Our families have a plan that they could where they could involve all the children in case something happens. They know what to do. You know, sometimes you want to plan things, but we plan to live with the children. You want to live with the children in case something happens in mommy and daddy, and then children know the plan. They want to execute. And see, when you have a plan, and everybody involved in the plan, they could execute the plan. So, Mr. Pierre, I want to remind you, people of Grand Campus, we are in the heat of the hurricane season. Let us stay focused. Let us listen to the main source where we get our information from, in Met Office, NAGMA. So, Mr. Pierre, have a blessing.
Thank you, Color. You see, we have a mentality problem. We have to change our mentality. We have to change our culture. And then we mix it up with the politicians and the politics. So when somebody is in opposition, they condemn everything what the government does. But we are not doing anything to address a change in the mentality of our people. This thing is old, and it's there. As a people, we must believe that we have the answers to solve our problems. It does not mean you would not engage other people and other countries, but when you engage them, you must know what you're going for. If you go to them to solve your problem, they're going to make problem for you, because it's a question of bilateral relationship, and everybody seeks their own advantage. Why is it we can't run a cash cow? Electricity company is a cash cow. Why we can't run it? It is not to say it is wanting for educated people. Some of our own highly trained experts and managers are functioning in other countries. But we're saying we can't manage it. Why? Why we can is a cash cow, particularly your energy. That is the area you're getting energy from. When a company controls your energy, particularly in poor countries, crap or smoke your pipe, they hold the authority on you because they manage your energy. Grenada is a very small country. It's not like United States or Trinidad or Jamaica where competitive or competing energy projects could survive. But the one we have is a cash cow. The individuals involved in it have enough experience. Technology has improved. If we have problem with management, we could hire consultancy and management. Why do we believe we have to sell the electricity company? It is back in our hands. So why we believe we have to sell it? The trade unions in Grenada should be objecting to that. But I don't expect them to, because they was against independence. They was against any change or amendment to the Constitution. They vote no against that. I have seen them on a number of occasions object to programs that address the lower people, the people in the lower socioeconomic strata. The question is, why is it necessary to dispense with, get rid of, put in the hands of other people your energy source? Look what happening in Russia today. Russia have energy, and Russia control the energy. So countries like Sri Lanka in a tailspin because of the blockade. We could have a number of foodstuff coming to Grenada that the price would raise to astronomical amounts. And Grenadians will be crying, and governments will be crying about food prices. And then you hear a number of people rambling around and making statements of growing local. Ask them if they're eating the local things they grow. We have cultured our people to believe that the local things we grow is second class, or it is not of top quality. So our people generally prefer foreign products. They prefer foreign products. They prefer imported pork more than local one. They prefer imported beef more than local one. They prefer foreign corn. The corn flour that come from away. In fact, you cannot even get corn flour in Grenada. You used to get before. But Grenadians are not wasting time with corn flour now. Dried peas, you have to import it from away. Carrot, beet, kale. And imagine the amount of Irish potato we importing, because we prefer the foreign potato more than the local ones. And that is the challenge we have. That is one of the serious challenges we have in Grenada. It's a culture. So while every time we have a crisis, you hear people talking about consume local. Well, how are you going to consume local if the people are not buying local? We must learn to grow macaroni. The agronomists in the Ministry of Agriculture must learn to grow macaroni. Because that is what we want. We want rice. We want macaroni. We want Irish potato, garlic and onion, seasoning imported from away. This is what we want. And then we're making all sorts of unnecessary posturing about transformation of the agriculture economy. We export nutmeg, we export cocoa, we export sauerkraut. We bring in Kool-Aid. One amount of Kool-Aid we import in the country. And orange juice and others. Are we using soursop? Are we using passion fruit? You're telling me our chemists cannot make concentrate with passion fruit? Or we cannot make our own Kool-Aid and put in packet? No, we could. But you see, we don't have faith and confidence in ourselves. We believe if it comes from other countries, it is more effective and it's more important. And I don't know who we mama guy. Then we come and make some big talk and we go transform the economy. We're going to transform agriculture. And we accept that without them telling us what they're going to transform. I like and believe we should be surgical. We should be targeted. And we could say, yes, we're going to take passion fruit that is easy to grow. We're going to grow it and we're going to make concentrate with it. Yes, caller, welcome. Yes, caller, welcome. It seems that we lost that caller. Try again. Give us a call back. One of our caller, Ann Jackson, this is how he's getting the money to pay pension. Shame on him. We have a caller. Caller, welcome.
Afternoon, Mr. Pierre.
Yes,
I
sir.
hope you'd have had a good weekend.
Great, man.
I just want to extend condolences to the Pancho family of Maribor on the passing of their brother. He worked at the agricultural station, and I know that he too has contributed to, food security. And to them we say be strong and God is good. And also to a good sister, Margaret from Paraclete. I know this lady as, a hard worker. Good person, always looking to ply her trade and, pass out her little veggie. I would especially miss her for the Christophans. And too, I know her family, her children, she would be greatly missed. And next weekend, I think we're celebrating Grandparents' Day. To all the good grandmothers, take a bow. Some of our children, barely know their parents because the grandparents have always been there with their, watchful eyes, making sure that the children go to school and provide for them. A lot of our daughters and sons have migrated, and the grandparents, have been there doing what they ought to do. And we just want to say thank you and acknowledge their efforts. Have a great day, Mr. P, and thank you for taking my call.
Yes, thank you, caller. You always remind me of this softer side of life. Yes, we have this Pancho brother from agriculture. So a lot of the guys who involved in agriculture in Maribor and other extension officers will be well acquainted with the brother. And also in Paraket, we have about 3 other people that died. We have 3 people, 2 of them around the 60s plus, who have decided to call it a day. 3 of them around that time. So my sympathies goes out to the people of Paraclete and Maribor and the Panchos. They scattered all over the public service. So my sympathy goes out to them. Sometimes I wonder, and then I turn to our psychologists, our social scientists, and our historians. Because I believe these are the people that should be pointing out these things. My heart is always soft for politicians. Because the politicians have a clientele to satisfy. They are under immense pressure. And they tend to address things that might be pleasing to their clientele, whether it is pertinent or not. But we have other people in the society that they are not under this pressure from the clientele. And they could be more rational in their thinking. We have condemned everything in Grenada. We give the impression that once it's from Grenada, it is not good. We've been to the Chelsea Flower Show on several occasions and won the gold. We've been to the London Honey Show on several occasions and won gold. Do you think Grenadians believe that we have the best flowers here? Or we have the best honey? No. We prefer to import artificial flowers. We import quite a lot of honey in this country. We don't produce honey as much as we should. Because our people naturally is cultured to gravitate to foreign products. Our brightest sons and daughters, based upon their university education, they would tell you that they can't pay them in Grenada. So they have to go away and work. And people agree with that. The same country that spend money to send you to university and educate you and waiting for you to come back and help develop the country in total. You abandon these countries and you say they cannot pay you. You are well aware of the economy of the country, the pay scale, and the quantum of money public officers and other people get in Grenada. So you took the people money, you got educated, and then you abandoned the country. Nobody calls it a handout. Nobody says you got a gift. And then you chastise our system mercilessly for helping the poor of the poor. And the people who is receiving less than $3,000 a month in the country. You chastise them. You say these people want handout. You spend over $100,000 to $200,000. Yes, caller, welcome.
Good afternoon, Francis.
Yes, my brother.
And good afternoon to your listening audience.
Great.
Well, Francis, you mentioned all the foreign stuff that we prefer to, to our local stuff. But you know one thing you didn't mention? You mentioned macaroni, beef, pork, all these things. But you never mentioned that we also prefer our foreign ladies to our local ladies. Now, Francis, listen, let me say this here. I believe the Prime Minister will have a change of heart in terms of not selling the majority shares in Grand Lake. Energy is too much of an important, energy plays too much of an important role in the development and growth of our economy. Personally, energy is one of the biggest costs to business in Grenada and the region. Personally, I believe the PM will rethink these utterances, Mr. Pierre. I also believe that this administration have the opportunity to place us in a more on a more productive track. I must say, Francis, this present administration, generally speaking, meet Grenada in a good place in contrast to where we was before. I wish them every success in making Grenada more productive, in making our citizens more productive, and ensuring that the wealth and health of this country is distributed in a fair way among its populace. Have a pleasant day, sir.
Yes, my brother. You see, I can't be as confident as you. This is why I always encourage people who involve in politics, who believe they'll go and get involved in politics, to be involved in community development groups. So you know them. What we are dealing with is an unknown entity. We are dealing with political juveniles and they are unknown entity. So now I listen to them speak to see if I could determine where we are going. Because you could just sit down and watch what's going on in the world. Grenada don't have oil as yet. I believe we have oil. But we don't marketing oil as yet. And if you decide to sell your only energy source, you decide to take it out from your controlling hands, I think it is dumb. It is extremely dumb. It is the same thing that our sons and daughters did. Our forefathers wanted to control the factors of production. They had capital, they had labor, but they did not have initiative. So they sent our sons and daughters to university. They made sacrifice. They eat salt. They pong Google. And they send their sons and daughters to university, hoping they'll come back and continue to try to control the factors of production. When our sons and daughters came back, they sell out our country assets. They sold out our country assets. They vote against independence of Grenada. They say we cannot stand on our own. We're too small. Oh, what is going to happen to us? They vote no 8 times in making even little minor changes to a constitution. Even to have a fixed term limit. They say no. They refuse even to change commissioner of police or to take oath to Grenada rather than the Queen. They said that is how we want it. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Yes, my brother.
Yeah, you said one of the Pancho there. Which one of the Pancho?
One of the callers that said that.
Okay.
I happened to, because she said he was working in agriculture, I would assume it's the one I knew. That was in Maribor. I don't know. He's one of them. It's a lot of brothers. And they're involved in the public service. Whether agriculture, police, nurse, the Panchos is a big family in Maribor.
Yeah, two
So,
together with me, but these 2 died already.
Well, yes, it's those that are alive still that dead now. Yeah. But they're involved in the very dynamic individuals and a progressive group of people.
Very talented people.
Very talented.
Hardworking.
Yeah, whether it's culture or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
my sympathy goes out to the
Yeah, my brother.
because I know most of them. I heard something in the news sometime last week. I don't know if you heard it. That 4 of the permanent secretaries. I didn't say
You're going down a little, eh?
4 of the permanent secretaries was sent home on leave. Are you aware of that?
No, I have not heard that. And there are some things that I see on social media. I look for verification because a lot of rumors going around.
Right. But this leave thing is going to, it happens on all time, outside and whatnot. People get.
But you cannot send people on leave. If you send a man on leave, it's tantamount to retiring them. You could ask somebody to take their leave, but you can't send them on leave. Right? So that may not be true. Remember we had the Richard Duncan case.
Yes.
You cannot send people on leave. Maybe you could indicate that they have a lot of leave and they should take their leave.
Right. What happens too in the public service is that people have what you call accumulated leave. They accumulate a lot of leave. So when they go on leave, they're out for about 3, 4, how much months.
Yeah.
And that does have a bad effect on the public service.
Well, if they're dead, they always tell public officers, you're just a number. Because if you're dead, they don't even pay you for the whole month. So you're just a number. So don't believe that people can do without you.
Oh yeah, I firmly believe that too.
And then the government could transfer permanent secretaries within position of equal status.
That's right.
So they must not feel that they are victimized because a new government come and transfer them.
Well, you're saying just what I wanted.
If a minister feel they're not comfortable working with a permanent secretary,
Yeah,
they go to the prime minister and the prime minister transfer them.
that's true.
Sometimes the minister kind of dumb. Because when a new minister come in, sometimes it's better, well, that's another school of thought, to work with the person for a while. But sometimes they have information because new politicians like that, they're all political juveniles. And remember, they have a group of advisors
Yes.
that will want to get rid of some of these people.
So we have to look and see. But
All they have to do is to grow where they plan them.
that's right.
Yeah, when you're in the public service,
Even the public service.
government pay you money to take some blame. So the minister don't want you, and they put you in Ticola. Once is a place of equivalent status, and you don't lose salary, grow.
Yes, That's it. So you
Yeah.
have to, once you join the public service, you have to remember that your job is transferable.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things that you have to know.
Yes, scholar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's very important for us to understand. I don't want to see this opposition behaving like the NDC when they was in opposition. It's not good. This opposition, in fact, it is the first time in Grenada that we have 6 people in our opposition, and none of them are newcomers. All of them has won the seat at least on 2 occasions. So it's a very experienced group of people that is there. This is an ideal time in Grenada to make a turning point. We must not be running down departments just for opposing sake. The Ministry of Health has improved significantly over the years. But you find politicians making blanket criticism of the Ministry of Health. And it is not good. Because one of the biggest challenges we have in Grenada is lack of confidence in the health system. Our health system better than a lot of countries in the Caribbean. But we cost it so much, we don't have confidence in it. And some of the private doctors like that. Because some people who go in the hospital, they come by the private doctor. And when water more than flour, the private doctor to bring them back in the hospital. But by that time, they get a good money from you. So the unnecessary chastising of the health system in Grenada, it is not in the interest of anybody. But opposition politicians normally do that. But you're weakening the confidence of our people. You're exposing our people to fake from international countries and regional countries. So they don't have confidence in the Grenadian doctor or the Grenadian dentist. So they go and meet a Trinidadian or a Belgian or American or English person to give them advice that is not even if in their health interest, but they have to pay for it. And we need to change that. You know, if we believe that there are some problems with the health system, we must identify where the problems are. Grenada have one of the best primary health care programs in the region. Preventative health is a very important thing. If irrespective of all the advice you get, you want to drink a 2 pounds of sugar a day, you know you're going to end up with diabetes. And what? They will cut out your food. No doctor can help you. They will cut out your food. You might get blind. You know? They will cut out your food. Because you end up with diabetes and you're drinking plenty sugar. Irrespective of what you were told. And even when you go to the doctor, you don't have confidence in the system because they say the health system in Grenada don't good. You want to go in America. Well, you go dead in America. They're cutting out foot in America too. I know one gentleman from Victoria. He studied, was a teacher, I believe, in Grenada. Went to the United States of America. He had a problem with his heart. But they wrong tag him, so they cut out the foot. When he wake up, no foot. And he still had the problem with the heart. So a few weeks after that, he dead. Well, the wife perhaps she'd be glad because she get a good bit of money. So you never could tell. Although she cry and she feels sad, later on she get a good bit of money, she must be happy again. So you find these things. We must do more to have confidence in ourselves. I think this is the biggest problem that we have in Grenada. Lack of confidence in ourselves. The electricity company should not be sold. Government should control the majority interest in the electricity company. Particularly because what is going on in the world today. What is going on in Russia? What is going on in Europe and Ukraine? That should jolt us to come to the realization that we should not get rid of the electricity company. We should not privatize Nawasa. Nawasa must remain in the hands of the government, of the people of Grenada. But if our people is not convinced, then every now and then a politician go sell it. That must be fundamental. Somebody asking, has they changed the commissioner of police, Mr. Pierre? No, I don't think they changed the commissioner of police. I've not heard that. And when I see things on social media, before I take it seriously, I want to make certain. I want to do a little investigation. Because we have some social media warriors that are doing everything they could to destroy our country. You know, so I be very careful when I see things on social media. But I don't think the commissioner of police has been changed. But if the government decide to change the commissioner of police, he will be placed in a position of equal status and he will lose his pay. And these individuals, if they reach 26 years and 8 months, they can retire. You see, in the public service, we have a call on the line. Welcome. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, sir. Right now, at this present time, I want to go a heavy punch on you, man.
Go right ahead, man.
Yes, I have some pumpkin which I have since May. It's in my house, about 2,000 pounds. And Mr. Pierre, no market for it. I live at Paradise Cocoa in St. Andrews. I know you very well. We school together at Bele Government School.
Okay.
And
the college on the hill, man.
Oh, the college on the hill, man.
The college on the hill.
Fury man and them guys on them.
Yeah.
Yes. And I call you to see if you can help me. I know you're a farmer. If you have any outlet that you can help me with some.
Well, I'm going to make some noise about it.
Yes.
Yeah. And that means that pumpkin dry.
Of course.
Yes, it's good pumpkin. It's dry.
Very good. Very good inside the house.
Yeah.
My number is 406-6549.
406
6549.
6549.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So you know me very well. You have to tell you my name, and
that voice, I'm going to call you after.
All right, sir.
I'm going to call you after. And that voice sounds pretty familiar.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. So if we don't eat pumpkin, well, how pumpkin go sell? I mean, this is what we're speaking about. And then you hear big word, we got to transform the economy. Well, we export cocoa, nutmeg. Since Lionel Canel, we exporting cocoa, nutmeg. Same trouble, same tribulation. We export fish and we export saucer. One of the challenges we have with the exportation of fish and saucer is the market, transportation. You have no problem with the market, but we have to get the product to the market. And because the tourist trade is still down, we are having trouble with the amount of planes that come in. So when you hear people criticizing the efforts that governments make to get tourist trade vibrant, these people are bad-minded. I think they're really bad-minded. Every country in the Caribbean, besides Trinidad, is putting serious emphasis on tourism, including Cuba. But I don't want Grenada to catch up in this market. And once we have a buoyant tourist trade, agriculture would also be dynamic. Because the hotels would want quite a lot of your fish. The hotels going to consume more of your cocoa and your chocolate. Even more of your nutmeg will be consumed locally and through the hotel industry. And it'll be very easy to get transportation because the planes are dropping tourists on a regular basis and you can get some space in it. And the thing is, these people know better. So I keep wondering, why is it they're saying to the people, only tourists, tourists, tourists? How are you going to develop the agriculture sector if your people eating habits is not in sync with what you're growing? Because it seems all you're growing is for other people to eat. Nobody making snacks. The snacks in the supermarkets is very addictive. It's sugar, salt, and pepper. Very addictive substances. And they are value added. The things, the grain that they wanted to throw away, instead of throwing it away, they add value to it. They put salt and pepper and put it in nice packets. Don't believe me. Observe your little children. Once you start to feed them on snacks, they would start to keep away from natural fruits like tomatoes, damsel, cherries, banana. They don't want to eat that anymore. Even mango, they want the snacks. Because the snacks are addictive. Not Grenada that say that. England. So we like what the foreign people say. Well, they say that too. So I think, our challenge in Grenada is a lot of change of attitude and mentality. And I do hope that the opposition do not behave like the opposition gone by. They remain out of government so long that they become a permanent opposition, opposing everything. So now that they're in government, I hope they make an about turn and don't start to criticize everything or continue to oppose everything. And this opposition now, 6 seats, is a group of very experienced individuals, the best we have had in the opposition any time in our history. None of them are greenhorns. All of them have won the seat on more than 2 occasions. And they are led in the House by the most successful politician in Grenada, the best, the most successful politician in the Commonwealth, and the only individual in politics today that has never lost his seat after 1984. No other politician in Grenada. Sometimes I believe when I hear some of them old politicians saying he should give up, I ignore them with impunity. I say you're just jealous. The man is successful and you would like to see the back of him because you were not able to achieve what he did. You see, if we get some things right, we will be able to move forward. Because Grenada, irrespective of all the criticism you hear, and I do hope that the government now start to recognize that Grenada is second to none in the Caribbean. We're comparable with the best, and we're better than the rest. Particularly in electricity, telephone, water, internet, water. 90% of our people have access to these basic fundamental issues. And our roads, we have the best network of roads. You will hear me repeating that regularly. And the quality of the roads is exceptional. It's good. In a lot of countries in the Caribbean, the main road is good. But when you go in the villages is bare. In Grenada, when you go to the villages, the road is of a very good quality. And you can see people have their homes because of the fact we have a lot of landowners You have housing units with a portion of land in it. And you can encourage your people to make maximum use of the land that they have. They can grow some aspects of their food. So we have to deal with the realities. We can't continue to curse one another. I'll take on some individuals on social media because they're spreading a lot of disinformation, lies and rumors on social media. Yes, caller, welcome.
Mr. Pierre?
Yes, caller, welcome.
How are you?
Good.
Right. Now, Mr. Pierre, okay. For the first time in Trinidad...
You have to speak about a little first.
Right. That is better?
Yeah, steady.
Right. For the first time in Trinidad, right? Well, as far as my memory could take us back. Our fruits, well, I'm talking about from in the time of the revolution. Right. Now our fruits and vegetables, we made maximum use of it in terms of canning it and processing it and exporting it. And a lot of us condemn that. Yeah? We condemn it, to the highest point or to the highest degree. But for the first time in Trinidad, how could we, and today, we still go with the notion, a lot of the things that was established in that period, we still see it necessary because it is of utmost importance.
You see, Colin,
right, hey.
One of the challenges with what you're saying there, nothing was wrong with it. The negatives of the revolution override the positives. So more often than not, when people are trying to glorify the revolution, you hear people coming up with the negatives. Because the negatives of the revolution, like the ends, did not justify the means.
Mr. Pierre, with due respect to you, son, no disrespect. Mr. Pierre, in any given situation in any part of the world, right? There you're going to find the negatives and the positives. In Russia, you get these things. In China, Mao Zedong, you said that. Mao Zedong told the children to go and tell your parents revolution is on. And if they disagree, kill them.
No, you never heard me say that.
No?
You never heard me say that. No. You never heard me say this one.
But listen.
I see a lot of things about Mao Zedong, but never this one.
But listen, but you said something to that effect.
But not that. You see, when you quote me, I have to be careful because what I say is serious. I didn't really tell the children that.
Okay, listen, but listen, all in America. Listen, this America today. You know how much blood spill.
Color, that is the challenge.
No. I am saying that any time these things have to, any kind of progress like this have to come about. There must be unfortunate situation. A lot of unfortunate things is going to happen.
Every time these things come out, we try to glorify the revolution. And when we are glorifying it, it is easy for us to point out, say to you that the ends did not justify the means. It was a good initiative to start making the nectar. It was a good initiative. But Trinidad had been making a lot of things. Barbados. So you did not have to have a revolution to make it.
But I am okay. But I am simply saying to you, revolution is not something new. Throughout history, right? Throughout history, revolution been taking place from the one. It start it even start in heaven. Okay, come right down. Okay, because democracy, this system, England talk about democracy.
But it doesn't mean that the negatives were correct.
But I'm simply saying to you.
It was not correct.
But I am simply saying to you wherever progress is made, there must be a lot of unfortunate situations. Some must fall through the cracks.
I don't agree with you, Colin. Barbados No, Barbados have an international airport. St. Vincent, St. Lucia, nobody went in jail because of that. In Grenada, we jailed 3,000 people went to jail. Justify that.
But I'm simply saying to you, this country didn't have a revolution. Grenada had
a revolution is change. What they didn't have a coup d'etat.
I agree, but this is only recently. I'm talking about the big America, the big Russia, the big England. Who think you know what I mean? You know how much atrocity, how much injustice that this England who talk about who talk about so much democracy now. You know how much blood that spilled. You know how much innocent.
But that doesn't mean that the blood that was spilled in Grenada was justified. And it doesn't mean we should not talk about it.
But I am saying
that is one of the massive challenge we have with the revolution. You can we could go back to Germany and Adolf Hitler. He contributed significantly to Germany, but the crimes he did far surpass the advantages that he had. He built airport, all sort of thing.
Yeah, but
in Grenada, remember, that is a country that the first coup d'etat took place in that part of the region, and you jailed 3,000 people without charge, without trial, without an opportunity to defend themselves.
But listen, well, okay, but
how you could justify that?
No, but listen, but from this thing, right? And a lot of people benefit, whether directly or indirectly.
It did not justify it.
No, but a lot of people benefit.
Some of the problems we have in Grenada today is because of the revolution. The revolution supervised over the worst crimes in Grenada after slavery and colonialism. We castrate people. You could go in the courthouse in Grenville. The case was there. I listened to it. I was shocked. There are too much negatives that happen. When you evoke Maurice Bishop, you evoke all those wounds. Remember what I did to the individuals in Montreal? We can't agree with that. Yes, producing nectar was a good initiative.
Mr. Pierre, throughout history, listen.
Yes, we come to the end of the program. We're very sorry. We're sorry, but we come to the end of the program. So you have to call us back next time. Let me read out this one. Charlie Christopher, good afternoon. That's right, a lot of change of attitude along with the political change are needed. But will attitude ever change? We have to continue to pray for Grenada and God answer prayers. Thank you very much, caller, and we back with you again tomorrow between 12 and 1 when we continue with another opportunity on our program. And there are a lot of topics that we could only provoke discussion. We only have an hour and we could provoke discussion on any issues, and we fear no subject matter. So we will speak on any issue. Thank you very much.
Join hands and